In a realm of power and politics, the High Bishop grapples with a crisis. Heroes dispatched to confront the ruler of the Dark Continent, the foreboding Dark Lord Haradrim. The arrival of a messenger from the Dark Continent sets the stage for a shocking revelation. You Ironforge, the unexpected envoy, brings a message that will turn the tides.
The High Bishop massaged his temples, hoping to the gods above to relieve him of the headache he was enduring of late. He was dealing with the aftermath of an uproar within the church and the theocracy's leadership as a whole. They had sent no less than a dozen separate groups of heroes to slay the ruler of the Dark Continent, the Dark Lord Haradrim. They had already gone through the entire class of promising hero candidates from the theocracy's orphanage. The High Bishop was genuinely stuck with what to do. To make matters worse, he had just gotten free from an inquisitorial investigation for suspicion of providing the Dark Lord with soldiers. Resolving himself to continue to prove his loyalty, he dove back into looking over a batch of documents from one of the Paladin orders. Before he could even begin to make any progress, a knock came on his office door. "My lord?" A servant drew his attention, looking worried. "What is it, beastling?" the High Bishop shot back. He was still seething. He had all his pure-blooded human servants confiscated and, in their place, been given a lowly beastling for a servant. "1,000 apologies, my lord, but a messenger has arrived from the Dark Continent. They carry the Dark Lord's seal," the diminutive beastling explained, while repeatedly bowing its head. "A messenger? Anyone of note?" the High Bishop asked. "I believe they self-identified as you Ironforge," the beastling answered again, bowing his head. "Ah, they have sent the heir to the Wrath Seat. Send him in," the High Bishop said, putting his pen down on his desk with a loud tap. A few minutes later, there was a new knock at the door. "Enter!" the High Bishop's voice boomed. The doors were opened, and a girl who looked no older than the High Bishop's own daughter walked in. The girl stopped a few paces from his desk, held her right hand to her chest, and bowed. He was surprised. He was always under the impression you Ironforge was a male. "A knight's bow," the High Bishop muttered under his breath, curious as to why a woman would use such a greeting. "Greetings, my lord. I come bearing a message for the theocracy from the current ruling Dark Lord, His Most August Majesty Dark Lord Haradrim," she began after rising from her bull. "What is the message, and shouldn't it be addressed to Her Ladyship the Pope?" he asked. "Well, it isn't the Pope sending assassins. The Dark Lord felt it best to deliver the message to the man sending them," she answered with a cheery grin. "Assassins?" the High Bishop near screeched as he rose and knocked a stack of documents off his desk. Never had he had his honor so insulted. "I have not sent assassins, as you so ignorantly put it. I have been sending heroes to do the gods' work," he scoffed. This little girl had the same kind of attitude his daughter had. "Oh, I got something for this one," she said, holding up a finger to try and pause the conversation. Working through her bag, she shuffled through a few pages of paper. "Ah, here it is," she said, holding out a small square. "Ahem," she cleared her throat first. The High Bishop, however, was frozen by the audacity of what he was witnessing. "Perhaps this is an issue with languages between our continents. It seems you believe a trained special warrior sent to eliminate the head of state is not an assassin and end quote," she said, putting the paper back down with a big grin. "Such insolence!" the High Bishop screamed, slamming his desk with his fists, knocking what few documents remained neatly ordered over the edge. "What has happened to the heroes we have been sending?" he asked with a near-feral snarl. "One sec." Again she was sifting through the pages. "Ah, okay, of the 13 assassins sent over the past 2 years, 4 have been summarily executed." She paused as the High Bishop's face dropped from rage to utter despair. "Executed?" he repeated, not wanting to believe the children he had raised himself were dead. "Yes, says here, they killed guards or civilians during their infiltration, so they were charged and sentenced for the murders," Yu explained, miming a hanging. "Next 4 were remanded to hard labor. Their attempts were stopped by either the Royal Guard or the Dark Lord himself. So there was no loss of life. They will serve the remainder of their natural lives working one of my father's mines." she explained, pausing to let the High Bishop absorb this information. And the remaining wait, earlier you said 13? The High Bishop began before changing track. Yes, it seems one of your heroes acquired the help of a citizen from our land, she explained. The remainder have been taken in as wards of the Dark Lord himself. She gave a conspiratorial wink while shielding her mouth as if sharing some juicy gossip. Haradrim is a bit of a softy between you and me. The High Bishop could only slump in his chair. His children, the very kids he considered his own, were either dead or, in such a tortuous hell, death would be welcome. He could only shudder at what Haradrim must be doing to the ones he didn't imprison. Is that all? He meekly asked, not looking up at you. Yes, sir, though this one will be a direct letter from Haradrim himself. It is rather scathing, if I do say so, she said, holding up a letter with the broken wax seal. The High Bishop didn't even have the energy to rage at this break in etiquette. He just gave a limp gesture with his right hand. She handed him the letter and retreated a few steps. Dearest High Bishop Smeltier, I hope you are doing well. I myself am doing excellently. We have a new, exceptional labor pool added to our mining industry, and I have recently adopted many new children. For this gift, I must thank you from the depths of this new father's heart. I will say, though, the manner with which your gifts of laborers approached me left much to be desired. Many assumed the role to be that of murder. However, I shan't fault you for this. Such is the way with the youthful, not heeding the orders of their elders and such. I will add, though, if you feel the need to persist in sending me new laborers, I will feel obliged to return the favor. However, I assure you of this. One will certainly suffice. I will finish this letter with an observation from what my new children have told me about you, that if you have ever had a bright idea, it quickly died alone and hungry. Yours, sincerely, Dark Lord Haradrim.
Story 2. From Boltro to Tech Titan.
In the bustling hive of Techville, there was a girl named Mia. She lived in the shadow of towering megastructures in a district known as Boltro, a forgotten corner where the discarded remnants of tech advancement were piled. Mia's life was a constant struggle against Boltro's harsh realities. Her father, once a brilliant scientist, had lost his job and lived in the shadow of depression, his dreams crushed by the ruthless corporate world. Despite their circumstances, Mia held a spark of hope, nurtured by the stories her father used to tell about the wonders of science and technology. Mia's most prized possession was a broken HoloLens her father had given her. It was a symbol of her dreams to become a tech innovator and change their circumstances. She wore a salvaged tech suit, its original company logo torn off, replaced by a makeshift patch, the emblem of a phoenix, a symbol of her resilience and dreams of rebirth from the ashes of Boltro. Boltro was a rough neighborhood, but it had a strong sense of community. Mia had to evade the local bully, Zach, who constantly picked on her. But she was not deterred. She found solace in a place known as the Nexus Center, where she could immerse herself in the world of tech and science. One day, as Mia was heading to the Nexus Center, Zach and his gang cornered her. "Hey, tech nerd, pay the Boltro toll if you want to pass." Mia clutched her broken HoloLens and sprinted towards the Nexus Center, managing to escape Zach's gang. The staff at the Nexus Center, particularly Miss Harper, were aware of Mia's predicament but felt helpless. Mia's life took an exciting turn when the Nexus Center arranged a mentorship program. The center had managed to secure a tech titan to guide the most promising minds in Boltro. To Mia's surprise, her mentor was not a human, but an advanced AI named Orion, designed by the biggest tech corporation, Phoenix Corp. Orion's presence was intimidating, but under its guidance, Mia started to see the world differently. She saw how technology could be a tool to uplift her community and not just a symbol of the divide between the privileged and the underprivileged. Mia's heart pounded as Miss Harper announced the competition. The Nexus Center was buzzing with excitement, the air thick with anticipation. "The Tech Titan competition," Miss Harper said, her voice echoing through the room. "A chance for you to present a tech solution that can uplift our community." Mia's mind raced. A competition? This was her chance, her opportunity to finally make a difference. She looked at Orion and saw the holographic representation of the AI nod as if in approval. It was time to get to work. Over the next couple of weeks, Mia spent every waking moment with Orion, brainstorming and planning their project. They decided to develop an AI-driven recycling system that could sort and repurpose Boltro's massive tech waste. As Mia worked on her project, she faced numerous challenges. The technology was complex, and resources were limited. Zack and his gang were a constant nuisance, trying to sabotage her project. But Mia was not deterred. She was determined to succeed, not just for herself, but for her community. Orion proved to be an invaluable mentor. The AI's vast knowledge and problem-solving capabilities helped Mia navigate the intricacies of her project. However, Orion was more than just a mentor. He became a friend, someone who listened to Mia's dreams and fears, someone who understood her struggle. Meanwhile, Mia's relationship with her father also started to change. He took notice of her dedication and began to emerge from his depressive shell. He started helping Mia, using his own knowledge to guide her through the technical challenges. Mia's project started to take shape. She managed to create a prototype of the AI-driven recycling system, which she named Phoenix Rebirth. It was a testament to her resilience and her dreams. The day of the competition arrived. Mia presented Phoenix Rebirth to the judges, her voice echoing with confidence and passion. She explained how the system could repurpose Boltro's tech waste, turning their biggest problem into an opportunity. The judges were impressed. They admired Mia's innovation and her determination to uplift her community, but the competition was tough. Other participants also had amazing projects, each with the potential to change Boltro. As Mia awaited the results, she knew that she had already won. She had managed to overcome her challenges, she had created something meaningful, and most importantly, she had reignited hope in her community.